I want to go in a bit of a rant about art and religion. Not art and religion, but like why people kind of get into those two things. I'm going to try and relate it to my experience taking two art classes in like a community college cuz I feel like people get into like religion or art cuz they're a bit of copes, right? It's kind of rejection of like the real world. And the people who get uh people who want to do art, at least most of the time, and the people who don't have like a good work ethic often just do art, not necessarily because they're very artistic, or even if they think they want to do it, they don't really want to, but they just do it because it's like I'm rejecting reality, like traditional ways of meaning, like just getting a traditional job, just getting like a family or whatever. Like I'm just gonna draw like furry porn essentially, right? And you can really tell this because so my first like time I took like drawing one and two because it's like you get credits for them. I'm like, okay, whatever. I want to draw as like a hobby. I was already doing a bit before, a couple months before I took the first class, and I'm like, I'm doing this, and I don't know what to do in my life. Might as well take some classes on it to like get some general ed credits. So I took the first class. It was not really that interesting, right? Like the teacher didn't say shit on like how to do anything. Like I'd be like, "Oh, does this look right?" And he's like, "It looks right." He was a white guy, old white guy. I think he's a black wife though. I'm gonna be honest. Like the music he played was like R&B, like it's time to get down with your girl. And your bed, I'ma see, I'ma hurl. I'ma fuck you on your bed, on your right. Like it was like that type of music. He would be talking about like he wouldn't even talk about art most of the time. He would just talk about his life, and he was like talking about like how attract like he had a wife and he had kids, but he was talking about like big beautiful black women. Like he would legit talk like that. And he said he was from like Jamaica, and I mean I just like I'm assuming he like had some like black wife or something, right? But they, it seemed like he liked talking about his preferences a lot. And that was like the first like class. It was like over a summer. It was not very hard. We just got like sketchbooks, and they just made us like draw in them a shit ton. Like there was a bunch of hours you put into it, but at least for the first class, like I remember I didn't even do the right amount of sketches because I just like had work and then like other classes, and I got kind of busy, and I didn't do it. I didn't really do it correctly, and I still got like 100 in the class. I'm like, this is kind of bullshit. But that was the first one. The second one, much more interesting. The second teacher actually did. It seemed like he actually gave a shit about teaching. He was an older guy too, who was like in the 70s, but he was a very interesting, like esoteric guy to a point where it was like the first day of class, the students were much different because it was drawing too. Because you can tell some people weren't doing it just to get like a gen ed. Uh, Apparently the classes were merged or something, so there was drawing one and two, but no one was in there was drawing one. But all the drawing two kids, they're extremely fucking weird. And I don't really care if like you're like a furry or whatever, or like a weeb, right? Even if you have like fucking, if you like wear that shit or whatever, if you have like a tail on you, like I don't really care. It just kind of depends how you act, right? But anyway, it was like yeah, people have like anime shirts in there, and one of the girls who had like the anime shirt, the teacher like yelled at her because not even like in a mean way. It was just like, oh, give me the pencil there or something like that. Because this guy was just like a loud guy. He was like he was a nice guy, but he was like loud. And the girl started crying, and it's like you're 19 years old. She started crying, very sensitive. I don't know if autistic, right? Had a Sailor Moon shirt, and I think she just like left after the first day because she got like yelled at. I'm like, really? It was not even like a mean yell. It was, even the teacher said like, "Oh, sorry for being loud. You're just like, across the room, right?" Because he saw that she was like visibly upset. Because I think I'm a very sensitive guy, right? And I understand it's like a female, but she was 19 or something, or assuming because it was like second semester or close to 19. And it's like, I think she just like laughed after that. I'm like, wow, that was really crazy. And I was just talking to him, the teacher after class, because usually I wouldn't do that. I kind of just like have my head down and I just like leave, right? Because I don't really care. But this guy was a very talkative guy, the my drawing two teacher, and we had like a nice conversation. Uh, and it seemed like he didn't really even like that girl because he was like, "Oh man, this Japanese stuff, I hate it. This anime." He didn't say hate, but he's like, I don't really understand it. It all looks the same, blah blah blah." And I'm like, you're kind of right, you know. And then we started talking about like manga, and it's like, "Oh yeah, I like the manga stuff more." I'm like, "Yeah, same." Like, you know, artistically, it looks there's like more unique, uh, better craftsmanship than like the animation or whatever. And you know, he says he was like half Japanese. He was an interesting dude overall, but even he himself, he's like, "Yeah, the people I have in my class they're interesting people. A lot of times they're like lost or whatever, right?" Because he's self-aware. It's like people like you're in a community college, you're taking drawing too. It's like you have very like liberal people, and he was also very religious, right? I would even talk to him about like religion, like Gnosticism. I would say I would like I would say like, "Oh, did you read like the book of like it was like Judas or Gospel of Judas?" He's like, "Yeah, I've heard of it. It's all bullshit, blah blah blah." And you know, even though it's like he really thinks it's like stupid shit, it's like we can at least like laugh over it or whatever, you know. Like the thing is like I don't really care if anyone like disagrees with me. It's just like it's fun to have like interesting people. Like there's not a lot of interesting people it seems, and he was a very interesting guy. Probably around like a lot of interesting people, you know. If you're around a bunch of quirksters, you have to be quirky yourself, keep your sanity, right? And he even told me he's like, yeah, a lot of the art, a lot of these, and he's like implying to students, right? It's like a lot of the art they make, it's like it's not really deep. It's just like mentally ill. And I'm starting to think like that's more and more just true. Like there used to be so many things in the past. I don't know if I'm really comfortable like referencing things, but it's just like there is a thing now where a lot of things aren't necessarily like dark, as in like they have like dark thematic things. They're just like edgy for the sake of it. It's like I don't know if I could compare it to like animation, but like Dahmer, right? It was some like Netflix show about like, and then it keeps saying they're pretending it's being like in good taste, but it's like some gay cannibal like eating black kids essentially. It's like a based in a true crime thing, and I'm like, you know, and it's like, you know, we're talking about like art, but it's like, you know, that's supposed to be like a show and all that, and it's like it seems like things are not supposed to be like dark anymore. They're just like to captivate. They're like just it's like people aren't having enough human experience to make actual like interesting art, and you can kind of see it through like the students, right? They're just making things like, here's my furry OC with gore or something, and it's like, okay, you know, they'll like show it to the class, and it's like, okay, very cool. And I'll get to like why I'm saying that very specific thing, but uh yeah. And like all the students there, you can tell it's like they don't know what they're doing with their like life. There was like a 30-year old, 31-year-old actually, and I was talking to him, and he works in retail. I work in retail, so like we strike up conversations. But he couldn't even drive to school because he had like a DUI because he got in like a pile up car crash or whatever. Some crazy shit, right? And he thinks he's gonna make it as like an artist, even though his art looks kind of like Asperger's, like autistic-y, right? He's like a literal like man child because it's like I understand he's not he could be in his like 30s, but he looked really rough. He didn't talk like really a 30-year-old. He would talk about his dog a lot. I don't know. It just felt like he seemed not even like an 18-year-old. It was like a middle schooler. It was very, very strange. I don't know what kind of traumas he had, but we'll get back to that kid in a bit. The whole thing, I can just like, kind of like skip around. Let's just say like the end of the class, we essentially just show our portfolios on what we drew. I was pretty lazy. I just showed like all my stuff. It wasn't very good like rendered or whatever. I just talked about it. We drew some of our dreams, blah blah blah, like how we improved or how we struggled, you know. And I got like a B, which I'm totally happy about. He was thinking about giving me a C. He gave me a B. The other kids present, you know, and then for one of them, it was like a mom. So it was someone even in their like 40s who wanted to be an artist. And it's like, you know, there's AI now. It's like, this seems a very, she wasn't, she's terrible, terrible at drawing, respectively. And I don't know what kind of, I don't even know if she wants to get into drawing or something, but like, she would like have like a, she would like staple a dress onto a board. It was like some avant-garde thing, and she would say about like fertility and about her being a mother and how she kind of like regretted having kids. And as she's presenting to the class, she brought her husband into it, right? She brought, imagine it being like 40 and like her husband's like, looks like he was in his 50s at least. And it's like bringing your 50-year-old husband to a community college drawing 1 and 2 class with like 18-year-olds and saying how you like kind of regret having kids to like your 50-year-old husband because you couldn't make it in like art or something. And her arts look, it looks like fucking middle schoolers draw better. I don't know, maybe she wasn't trying to draw, but just like it was so crazy. It was like you're not gonna make it. NB, whatever the acronym was, and you're not going to make it. You get what I'm saying. So that's like one of the students where it's like it just seems like she's having a midlife crisis and she thinks she's going to make it as like an artist or something. I don't know. It's the most redundant field. You're not even good at it. I'm not even trying to shit. Like I am trying to shit on her. It's like what the fuck. Like your life's done. Just take care of your kids or whatever. Or fucking work at like Walmart. I don't know. It's retail's alright. You know, two of us, alcoholic kid and me working in retail, it's alright. And another girl that presented, we're supposed to show like 12 things, 12 projects we worked in the course because it was like 12 weeks long or something like that, right? I don't know how long a semester is. So some of them we took like 1 or 2 weeks because I think it was like more than 12 weeks, like 16 weeks. She showed like 3 projects. They weren't really in the rubric, and they were just like furry things. And they were like her anthro OC that was like naked. There was like no like nipples or like there was kind of ass on it, but no like ass crease, right? It was like one of those like skin suits you would like put on like your furry thing, right? But the implication is it was like a naked character, and she didn't do any other projects. So like the teacher's like, okay, I can't really pass you. And then she just started talking about how she was like mentally ill. That's why she couldn't do it. But she like rendered. She obviously like drew a lot before because they weren't even necessarily bad. But then the teacher's like, why didn't you just do it during the class time? Like these all these like 12 other projects you're supposed to do. And she's just like, I'm mentally ill. I'm mentally ill. And it's like the teacher's like, you just like rendered 3 furry arts. And he even said himself like they're done well, but you gotta do the 12 other projects. You know, we're trying to improve on perspective, like backgrounds and blah blah blah. You can't just draw your OC. So I think she was the only one who didn't pass. I don't know why she did that. She wouldn't like talk to anyone. She would just like the entire time, the entire semester, she was working on 3 artistic pieces. The teacher would explain the next assignment. She was just working at her 3 furry arts. And she wanted to go to art school. She was upset she didn't go to art school. But you have to have like a work ethic, even if you want to like do anything in life, right? You can't just say you're mentally ill. right? Like you're in a classroom. You can be like encouraged. I don't know. Like at some point, it's just like put the fries in the bag. I don't know what to say. Like if you're a huge passion is drawing, you can't even draw like these very loose assignments. Like one of them was like draw a dream. Just draw a dream of your furry. Like just you can fucking bullshit these assignments and get a C. I'll just like pass the class, get the credits. I don't know. It was so crazy how it's like it had to be like autism or something. So that's like so that's like so like mom that hates their kids, who's like in her 40s, furry girl, alcoholic kid goes up. His drawings aren't bad either, but it's like he didn't do the assignments as well because he's an alcoholic. And then the teacher said, "Oh, you didn't do the assignments that well. Like you didn't do all of them, but some of them are done well. So I'll give you a B." He crashes the fuck out. This alcoholic kid. And he says, "Fuck you." Like this is fucking bullshit. He crashes out in front of everybody, and he leaves the classroom. He's like, "Fuck you. I don't want to do like what the fuck is your problem?" He was like cursing, right? I'm not like being hyperbolic. Leaves the classroom. Everybody's like dead silent. Still have like two other people like to like present or whatever. Mine was the most lukewarm, obviously. I'm just like presenting my shit. I'm like, yeah, some of it's not that completed, but you know, at least I got all of them done, right? And other kid talk about was like mom's like dad's and mom's divorce, which is like and like, through his like drawings or whatever, which is like honestly probably the second most normal one there, right? And my whole point is like all these people who are like drawing, it's like they're not very creative people. They're not very interesting. They're just like fucked up, and then they just like in the same way of like religion. It's not like they go there because they're like happy. It's they go there because they're sad, right? And they're not. And it's like they don't have like some good work ethic as well. Like no one, there's only like there's like two other girls in the class. I think. See, even because they're probably not very memorable, but they're probably the most as long as like with myself, I guess. But, you know, they were normal and they just did the assignments and they got like an A. And it was a very like kind of time. It could be time consuming, but it was an easy class. And I'm like, the first I was supposed to get a C, but then I was just talking to him after class, and I convinced him to give me a B because I was just showing like, oh, here's some other assignments, but they weren't completed. I was like, I didn't want to show them because I'm like, they're just so incomplete. He's like, oh man, you should have showed them. Whatever, I'll give you a B because you know I didn't know you had these. I'm like, okay, thank you. You know that's like understandable for. Also, I missed like a quarter of the class. So it was in participation's a grade. So I'm like, okay, reasonable. And then the alcoholic kid comes back, talking. He comes back. Okay, he comes back with his dad, this 31-year-old, and his dad's like in his 60s, because of course he is. And his dad, it seems like as well, he's an alcoholic. He's like slurring his words. He's like, I can't believe you give me my fucking kid a B. What the fuck is this? He fucking comes here every fucking day. Like he's just like talking like a fucking retard. I don't know what to say. And it's like, okay. I was in the corner of the room because I think this was before I was trying to like revise my grade. So, you know, like oh, he was just trying to like tell me why he gave me a B, but I just had to stand in the corner because this dad was kind of cucking me like from like just getting an official grade because he was just like ranting on why his kid got a B, and then the alcoholic dad like threatened him and is like, if I ever see like I'll fucking come back and you better give him an A or else like he's like implying shit, right? He's gonna like hurt him. And my teacher caved in and gave him an A, which is like crazy in itself. Then after I came in and like you know I came from my corner, I like recorded it, so maybe I'll share the audio, but or maybe I won't because it'll be like a docs. But maybe I'll share it in like a month or so. And it wasn't also like very good audio, but that's why I was in the corner. I was just like, I gotta record this. I just recorded the audio, and and then it's like, and then I went out from the corner and then talked to him about it. He's like, I'm like, man, that was crazy. He's like, yeah. It's like I shouldn't even give him an A, like an A. I should just stood my ground. I'm like, it is what it is. It's like, I don't think like him getting an A or B is gonna change his life if he doesn't want help. And that's the thing. The alcoholic kid, they have some crazy lore or something because they were going to church with each other. Like this art teacher was trying to fix him up, and the art teacher is like, "Okay, I'll give you an A, but I'm not going to help you with your alcoholism anymore." So it's like, okay, this alcoholic kid's like, "Fuck you, fine," and just like leaves. It's like, okay, you just lost like your only friend, which I guess was like a 7-year-old art teacher, but for like an B to an A in your art class in a community college, like I don't understand like how some people think, and especially his dad. Like apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His dad came in because he had to drive him to school because he had a DOI for being an alcoholic. But it seemed like they were both alcoholics just from how they were talking. I'm like, okay, are these really the future artists? I don't know. And as I was leaving class, it's like this alcoholic dad comes up to me and he like tries to like talk to me. He's like, did the art teacher call my kid like a fucking drunk or something? Which he did. He called him like a drunk, but he didn't call him a fucking drunk. But like it was like during class, he called him like a drunk, and like I guess like I don't know if it was like in front of the class because some of the kids started leaving, because they got their grade already. But he did, and I'm like, I didn't want to get into it, so and then plus I like my teacher was in the right, obviously, so I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, right? I'm like they're in a private conversation. It seems like they're friends, right? I said something like, I think like dudes have to have private conversations. I'm not going to snitch on a 70-year-old to a 30-year-old alcoholic. Like, what the fuck is this? And I was like 20 at the time. I'm like, I said just like I'm keeping it private. I think they have to sort it out themselves. And like, and the dad will just like he like was following me to my car. It was ridiculous. And he was like saying like he's like, why won't you fucking tell me? You like the government like he's legit going he's talking about like not even conspiracies, but he's just saying like the government fucking spies on you. Why can't you say whether the teacher called my son a drunk? And I'm like, yeah, the government spies on us, but if you're saying it's a bad thing, I said like the government spies on us, but I'm not going to spy on your son. I said something like that, and he got like so mad. He was like following me to my car. He's like, fuck you, fucking tell me. And I'm like, what is going on? This is an art class. What is going on? Like, we have like a mom who hates having their kids, some fucking alcoholic with his dad. They're following me to my car, both of them. Uh, you know, divorced parents, which is like a normal, honestly. But like, I guess you don't have to like tell the whole class about it. Divorced parents, like half the people in this world have. But like, oh my gosh, like really, like these are the most artistic people. And it's like even my teacher was saying like, yeah, I think AI is gonna replace like essentially like the workforce for art. He's like, there's still value in art and like doing it. It's like we're doing traditional art, right? So it's not gonna like draw traditional paintings and all this shit, at least for the time being. So, there's still value in it, but he's like, yeah, there's probably not much monetary value, but I'm still teaching the class because it's like my life. I love it, right? And then you have all these kids who are saying like, I'm gonna make so much money, and then these alcoholics and the furries, and I'm like, the furries who are just drawing furries OCs and they can't draw an apple to get a grade in the class. And I'm like, I thought I was fucked up because I kind of am, right? But oh my god, like I can talk like so much like anecdotes about this like one class, but it's like, oh my fucking, what is going on? How are these people? Where do these people come from? I don't know. These are your future artists, right? They either have zero work ethic, that's why they went into drawing, or they just draw like hentai, and they think it's like the deepest shit ever. And it's not even like good hentai. It's just like the most like trendy Twitter fucking fan art. It's not even like interesting stuff, like with a good plot. That's your future artist, by the way. Just saying. Because, if you want to get good at art, because I like, here's the thing. I like, at the time, I had like a decent work ethic, but now I'm realizing it's like creativity has very little to do with certain mediums. I think you have to be very creative to make music because it's such an abstract thing, right? But drawing, a lot of it is just like craftsmanship. You really just need to put hours in, and you need to be practical. You can't just like draw the same furry OC in the same pose over and over. You have to like draw a box, use your imagination, make like understand where you're going wrong, and like have a system where you can be able to like to actually like do a bunch of shit, right? Not just like basically making like 3D forms and being able to like put details in them, and then oh, there you go, you have a mannequin, and the mannequin can be a person now, right? I know this video is transitioning from like artists are like all ill, or like religion and art are essentially for like lost people, but it's like side tangent is just like these people on like 4chan who are like I don't know how to improve in art, and it's like how many hours are you doing? Are you just drawing the same front facing anime pose forward, or are you actually like, okay, I'm going to be intentional about my lines? Because I've been in that place where it's like you kind of like AFK your brain, which is fine to do to a certain extent. Don't AFK your brain for years, otherwise you will not improve. There's people in that class for 10 years, they do not improve. There's people who, those two girls, they actually got pretty good after like 16 weeks. I've seen noticeable improvements. You just draw some cubes, you render stuff, you see what you see, you put some colors, you be intentional. There's like a lot of times like these like beginner drawers, they do a lot better because they just like aren't overthinking things. They just like, oh, this looks good, and okay, I understand the cube a bit. Let me put this in a cube, and they're better than these like 10-year drawers because they're trying to draw their furry OC for the 50th time. Be intentional. You have to be intentional. Put hours in. And this is advice to myself because I sometimes I just think about things and I don't do things. You have to do things. And I get like a good practice routine. Don't try and practice someone else's routine. Like you just like you could draw your furry OC, but do it in like a bunch of perspectives or something. Some shit like that, right? And don't take it too seriously. Like it doesn't matter if you make $5 an hour or $0 an hour. At that point, you might as well make zero if you're making $5 an hour. If you're doing 20-hour commissions for $100, you might as well do it for $0. Just work, fucking fast food, fucking work an office job and do it for 4 hours a day if it really motivates you so much. You know, like these people who are doing this, and then you're gonna realize after 5 years they're essentially just like kneading because they're just like not getting any better. You can get better if you like I think I can get better at like the best I got like in art was just like once I start enjoying it. Like if you have nothing else in your life, if you're always like ill, maybe just exercise. Maybe an hour of exercise is going to be an hour of additional artwork or something, or an hour of being with like good people around you or something like that. You know, this artistic mindset, the same thing people do with like religion. They think they're like rejecting reality, and it's like you're not creating anything too interesting. If you have an interesting idea, just go for it. Draw stick figures of your fucking manga idea. Like you don't have to be technically very good at like a thing, and then you improve on it later. You know, you don't have to like wait to do something so good. Does this make sense? Am I just saying a bunch of random things? Kind of. I can make it more cohesive like next time. But there's a thing. This is a lot of like not projection, it's just like anecdotes I've learned from myself. And like looking at these other people, I see these other people. It's like they just have no work ethic. They're drawing the same thing over and over, and then they blame mental illness. Much like these people on 4chan, the IC board. It's like If you were to write things down, you know where you're going wrong. I think you know what to do. You already know what to do, I feel. Even if you're the most autistic person, it's like, okay, take a breath, quit the stimulating activities, relax. I don't like. I should take my advice. I don't know if I have to like talk to fucking weirdos on like Discord and like get some like artsy friends, but like from the community college thing, maybe I should have like stay in contact with like the two normal people. Maybe I should like flirt with those girls. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe that would have been the play, you know. But if you're doing this in isolation, you're just gonna be a fucking alcoholic in retail who thinks you're gonna make it big. Yeah, I, just maybe stop being less creative and just start thinking of it more as just like I'm gonna put 2 hours in this craftsmanship, and when creativity happens, it happens. It's inconsistent. Craftsmanship you can just like improve. Same thing with exercise. You just put one step forward and another step, and then you do it for an hour, and you run on the treadmill for an hour. Like that's the equivalent of like art, right? You know, just like exercise tells you how to like learn things. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to like talk to myself because if I heard this before, it would have been pretty useful, even though it's like very not the most cohesive string of thoughts.